YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, you guys, welcome back to the channel. You guys, I've always been a fan of having options. Is there such thing as too many options? Yes, obviously. I don't know if you've been to a cheesecake factory, but I get lost when I'm there. And honestly, I'm usually disappointed no matter what it is I get outside of their avocado egg rolls, because those egg rolls are just amazing. Now, when it comes to beer, there's no shortage of options. They are plentiful. And there is no shortage of companies just trying to get their little piece of the pie after the whole Anheuser-Busch Bud Light fiasco. And me, you guys, I am a huge fan of open market. I like the idea of competition. I love the idea that any random person, if they just have enough willpower and maybe enough capital, they can make pretty much anything happen as long as they're willing to put in the work. And some things are just obvious cash grabs you probably should just avoid. Which leads us into today's headline, you guys. Ultra-Right.beer hits back at woke beer companies in the new movie-themed ad to promote Bud Light alternative. There's a new beer in town. Ultra-Right.beer CEO Seth Weathers proclaims in a new ad attacking Bud Light. Now, this is nothing new, you guys. We've seen this before. The Daily Wire made alternatives to razors when it came to the whole Gillette fiasco, and they also made an alternative to chocolate when it came to the whole Hershey debacle. Now, were those both clear cash grabs? Yes, because if you look at the prices in comparison to what they're trying to snuff out, it's pretty bad, and there's no difference here. Make no mistake, but we'll get to that in a second. Ultra-Right.beer took off in April after CEO Seth Weathers launched a conservative brew to hit back against Bud Light's controversial campaign with transgender influencer He Who Shall Not Be Named. The most recent ad, shared first Wednesday with Fox Business, follows Weathers in a spin-off of the 1970s comedy Smokey and the Bandit. Popular film featuring Burt Reynolds followed a race car driver transporting an illegal shipment of beer across state lines. Quote, "It's me, a fed-up American who had enough of the woke beer companies and decided to do something about it," Weathers says in an opening of the ad. Bud Light parent Anheuser-Busch sees $27 billion gone, shares near bear market. Now I want to point out the obvious play on words, because I know people on Twitter are going to see ultra-right and they're immediately going to associate that with alt-right. Now remember, alt-right means alternative right. That's with an A. So before you go on Twitter and get in an argument with someone, just keep that in mind. Ultra-Right revealed it is donating a portion of its funds to the 1776 Project, a PAC that works to elect school board members nationwide who want to reform our public education system by promoting patriotism and pride in American history. Weathers hopes the contributions will help overthrow blue-haired woke school board members and replace them with normal people like us. Now, how much is Weathers donating to this corporation? I have no idea. I can't find any numbers on how much they're actually donating. So I will continue to watch this story unfold, and as soon as I see a number, I will pin it in the comment section down below. Now, I'm not against getting rid of these woke blue-haired psychopaths that are running schools. I think they do need to go for a myriad of reasons, but I think one of the biggest ones for me, at least, you guys, is definitely going to be the books that have been pushed lately. The books that they claim that are being banned by conservatives. Now, I've made several videos on this whole topic, so feel free to peruse my catalog. Some of my videos you may love, some of my videos you may hate, but you know what? I like making these videos, so I'm going to continue to keep doing that. And I am aware there are a handful of other reasons why we should get rid of these people with their agenda they've got going on lately. But again, without knowing exact percentages or numbers that are going to be going against these groups or these board members of these schools, I honestly can't stand behind this at this moment. Now, I did want to review the beer and give it a try, but I went to the website to see what it was going to cost me, and unfortunately, you guys, it's going to cost you $19.99 for a 6-pack. And yes, 6 12-ounce cans is going to run you $20. And I also should mention that it won't ship for 30 days after your order. 30 days after your order. That's insane. And that's not even the most egregious part, you guys. For me, at least, it's going to cost me $13.81 to have this shipped to me. Now, I would be able to forgive the shipping if I didn't see this part. They also want you to tip them. What exactly am I tipping for 6 beers that cost me $20? I have no idea. Now, I am aware it is very expensive to start a new company, especially nowadays, but from the cost of being $20, the shipping being really high, and it's not even going to ship until 30 days after your purchase, and then you're going to sprinkle on a tip at the end of that. And I'm not against tipping. Let's make that clear. I'm not against tipping. I just feel like this seems like a lot for something very, very dumb and simple. There are already a lot of great beer makers that have not put their political opinions out there for anyone to see or hear about, so I can't imagine at this weird price why you would choose this over them, especially if you don't know how much of their money they're getting in is actually going to this organization they're supposed to be funding. And if this is supposed to pick up Bud Light drinkers, I think this is a huge miss. A 6-pack of Bud Light is going to run you like $8 or $9 in most stores. And the people who typically bought Bud Light was drinking it because it didn't taste too bad, it was cheap, and it had some alcohol in it, which is exactly what this beer is providing. providing, but 5 times the cost. People who are buying Bud Light were trying to not spend a bunch of money on beer. Now, I know there's some outliers out there who are just rolling in the dough and just still drinking Bud Light, which is totally fine, but I promise you it's not the main demographic. I absolutely promise you that. Most of us aren't out here with Kid Rock money. At this point, guys, I would probably say no, do not buy this beer. I was gonna order it myself so I can do a little mini review on it, but there is no way I'm spending $36.80 to get a 6-pack of beer. And if I were to, it better be a better style beer than whatever the hell this is. Since I can only assume by looking at the ingredients and what it's combating, it's going to be basically Bud Light or Coors Light or Miller Lite. It's just gonna be in that family of beers. But if it's worth it to you, please by all means go ahead and buy it. Maybe drop me a comment and tell me how it is, because there's no way it's gonna taste good to me knowing I spent that much money on it. But ultimately at this point it seems a little scammy, but you guys tell me what you're thinking in the comments down below. Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's some kind of scam? Or really any other opinions, guys? I'd love to hear it. But you guys, please do not forget to like or dislike the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.